If you use AI daily, you've felt the friction. You ask a simple question and watch a cursor blink while the system processes at a rate that feels mechanical and slow. Other times, you hand off a complex document for deep analysis, and the system delivers a shallow summary in seconds. This is the rigid intern problem. Older models apply the same exhaustive computational process to a basic math problem as they do to complex calculus. The software doesn't know how to scale its effort to match the task. To get the right result, users have to intervene. You find yourself manually toggling deep think modes or writing paragraphs of instructions just to force the AI to allocate its resources correctly. When the burden of judgment rests entirely on you, the AI acts as an administrative hurdle you have to manage, rather than a tool that anticipates your needs. In April 2026, Anthropic released Claude Opus 4.7. The update focuses on a specific capability, the model's ability to contextually evaluate the complexity of a prompt before it begins to process. This release automates the decision-making process for computational depth, removing the need for users to manually manage the AI's internal logic. The mechanism driving this change is a feature called adaptive thinking. As shown in this diagram, adaptive thinking acts as a triage system. The moment a prompt hits the central hub, the model categorizes its difficulty and splits the workflow into two distinct paths. A low-difficulty request, such as checking the time in Taipei, follows the rapid path. It is routed for immediate speed, providing an answer without unnecessary delay. High-difficulty requests, like a full contract risk analysis, divert to the complex network. The model pauses, evaluates possibilities, and checks its own reasoning before it delivers the final output. By scaling its cognitive resources automatically, the system balances speed and intelligence without requiring the user to flip a switch. The model's tone has also been adjusted for professional environments. It has moved away from cheerful, emoji-heavy greetings, replacing them with direct, objective delivery that focuses on the data. This version also adopts a literal interpretation of instructions. If you ask for a summary of 3 key points, it provides exactly that. It no longer adds unsolicited advice or any unrequested formatting. This literal approach requires users to be thorough. Because the AI no longer guesses at unspoken intentions, your prompts must be complete and clear to achieve the specific result you want. Removing the conversational filler makes the tool more predictable. It treats the interaction as a professional exchange rather than a social chat. These behavioral changes are supported by significant technical upgrades to the model's core capabilities. This grid comparison illustrates the vision upgrade. The pixel processing capacity has increased from 1.6 million to roughly 3.75 million pixels, a threefold jump in detail. This increased resolution allows the model to identify microscopic text in dense charts and pattern drawings or complex legal scans that previous versions might have blurred. We see similar gains in coding. In the cursor benchmark, which tests proficiency in software engineering tasks, the model's success rate rose from a 58% baseline to over 70%. For all current Pro and Max subscribers, these vision and logic improvements are available now as a standard update, requiring no changes to existing subscription costs. Opus 4.7 functions as a behavioral upgrade, shifting how the model reacts to the pressure of different tasks. This creates a form of technical discretion. The system distinguishes between situations requiring immediate speed and those needing meticulous analysis, adjusting its output density to fit the prompt. This contrast is sharpest when compared to older models, which utilized a static processing speed and a fixed personality, regardless of whether you were asking for a joke or a legal audit. By aligning its processing power with your specific intent, the software handles the administrative overhead of deciding how to think, letting you focus on the substance of the work. To use this model effectively, adjust your prompts, be highly explicit about your requirements, and stop looking for manual depth toggles. The system is already adjusting its thinking based on your words. For high-stakes tasks, continue to break instructions into sequential steps. This allows the model's literal execution style to deliver precise results at each stage. The update shifts Claude from a static response engine into a tool that recalibrates its internal logic to match the complexity of the user's environment.